a lot of fans' minds, they're like, what is AEW getting out of it? But I think it's been just getting positive feedback. All the fans want to see things like this. They love mixing it up, having something fresh and new, and it's just exciting.
WrestleCon 2021 here in Tampa, Florida. Ricky Ucchino for Sportskeeda Wrestling, standing with another legend that I am just all inspired by. I talked to Victoria just a few minutes ago, another former WWE Women's Champion, 7-time Knockout Women's Champion Gail Kim joining me. Thank you so much for taking some time out.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, so this seems to be the theme of the day here. Is like you're actually here. We're in person. With people around everywhere, talking and meeting fans. What has this experience been like for you after so long of being cooped up inside?
I mean, I think everyone's kind of at the COVID, at their limit right now.
Yes.
I had COVID before, so it was not pleasant. I'm just happy to see the fans face to face. It's so great, and familiar faces that we basically haven't seen for almost 2 years now, because the WrestleCon that we last did was 2 years ago, right?
Right.
So it's really nice to see all our familiar faces and just be able to say hi in person.
Because I was in one of the other rooms when Melina saw like ODB, and she like broke down crying, because she hadn't seen, they talk every day, but they haven't seen it, and that's where it is. It's like same thing with my best friend. It's like I talk to him every day. I've seen him once in 2 years, so it really is nice to be out here.
It's like hugging people and just being normal.
Right. Well, I bet hopefully we're getting there.
We're getting closer.
We're getting closer,
Yeah.
and I think it's evident by where we are here. This is WrestleCon, WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
It's a big weekend. It's a special weekend. What other than just conversing with the fans? What are you looking forward most to about getting out of this weekend and just being here in Tampa?
I mean, honestly, my most favorite part of every WrestleCon or any signing is when I get the reunion with my ex-coworkers and colleagues and other wrestlers that I haven't met, actually, and of course all the what we call the legends and the old timers. That's where my heart's at. So I just walked over and I said hi to Ricky Steamboat, Jake Roberts, Dean Malenko, and Arn Anderson, and I'm like, you know what? I never take a picture with all these wrestlers. I'm gonna get my own picture. I'm gonna be the fan this time.
Sure,
right?
absolutely.
Okay,
I think you have to.
Because honestly, I think early in my career it was always that you don't want to ask someone. It's kind of unprofessional. But now I'm like, you know what? I regret not getting more pictures and having those memories with everyone. Right.
I did the same thing as an interviewer. It's like I wanted to be professional. I want to stay there. It's like I don't want to be that guy. It's like, hey, can I get a photo? But at the same time, I'm like, no, I kind of want that photo. I want that. I want to.
And most people don't have a problem with it. And if they do, that's just mean, right? So mean.
So you have been on the other side of the ring for a while now. Your last match in 2019. How are you enjoying being a producer and working on the other side of things?
I love it. I truly love it, and I think that's why I do miss wrestling at times. I'm not gonna lie. Lately, kind of a little bit more, but my body's always a reminder of why I retired, and I just I love it. It gives me my fulfillment, and I know this. I didn't think I was going to get a rush from the other girls performing, but when they kill it, I'm on this level of adrenaline. Like, oh my god, you guys killed it! Like, I'm just so proud of you, and it's a great feeling to be so invested into the women. When I'm not wrestling.
Right, and so do you think that bug is ever going to take over again?
I always thought maybe, but to be honest, my last match with Tessa Blanchard, I think other wrestlers would understand the feeling of being able to close that door on your own terms and having a match that you're satisfied with, which for me, I was always so hard on myself. The fact that I was able to have that last match, and it took a lot of training to get for that one match.
Sure.
I don't think I ever want to ruin that last moment, so I think that's what stops me from going back in that ring. Yeah.
And plus,
I care about my career so much and what the legacy that you leave behind and the memories. I don't want to ruin that. Just don't want to touch it.
Right, and you working with Impact, you guys are now on kind of some unprecedented territory here, where you're working hand in hand with a different promotion, AEW. So what's that been? Whole experience.
Honestly, I was shocked when it happened because people think I work in the office, that I know everything that's going on, but I don't, because I'm talent relations and I'm a producer, but I'm not creative. I'm talent relations, but I don't actually do the hiring and all that stuff. sometimes I'm out of the loop and other talent tell me, or I find out from social media and I'm like, oh, that person got signed? Oh, and this is happening? So when AEW happened, it was like a great surprise. And for me, I was just like, okay, you know, in a lot of fans' minds, they're like, what is AEW getting out of it? But I think it's been just getting positive feedback. All the fans want to see things like this. They love mixing it up, having something fresh and new, and it's just exciting.
Right, and it's one of those things where it's like we as fans, we always talk about, like, well, wouldn't it be cool to see Kenny Omega versus this guy over this company? And now we're actually getting a little bit of a taste of it, and I think that's the really
pretty cool.
It's an absolutely really cool thing.
It's I love that they're both doing it. They're taking a risk. You know, if you don't take any risks, you don't get a payoff, right? So I think it's a great thing they're doing.
All right, is the final question for you? Is there just talk about some of your favorites? You get to work with the back in Impact. Who are some of the girls that you really like and think have a really great future?
That's great future. You mean the girls now?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate like naming specific.
Sure, and I get that. I know.
All my babies.
Sure, I get that.
You know, they're literally. I feel like they're my babies. I don't have children of my own. I have stepchildren, but I just care about them individually so much, and it depends on, you know, for example, like Su Yung. Okay, let's take her. I've known her for so long, from like when she was in developmental in WWE, and I've just seen her grow into this amazing character these last couple of years. She just all of a sudden blossomed in such this short amount of time lately, and I love to see it. I'm so entertained by every character she does. I'm blown away, character work-wise. Jordan Grace, I feel like sky's the limit for her. I've been loving to work with her to improve, you know, her game a little bit, and just to see when you're working on certain things with certain girls, to see them do it, like maybe they might not do it right away, but when you see that moment of when they change, it's the best feeling.
I've kind of seen this firsthand because I work with a mutual friend of ours, Jimmy Yang. And you know, just him watching his students or talking about some of his students and some of the things that he has that proud papa look. So I absolutely get what you're talking about.
I'm just like, I don't know, I sound so emotional and sappy about it, and people might think, they're like, oh, she's so fake or something, but I truly just get emotional. Okay, so I'm known in my real life as being kind of more intense and serious, or, you know, laid back at times. So for me to get really excited and almost teary-eyed and emotional, that only happens with wrestling. My husband always says, oh, you cry for wrestling, but you didn't cry for our wedding. And I'm like, sorry, just wrestling makes me emotional. I don't know what, I mean, you know.
I'm a big fan of your husband's too, so just imagining him saying is...
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
He gives me crap all the time. He's the actual emotional one. Like, he'll cry at movies. He cries at, you know, after his shows are done. And I'm like, it's so funny that people would think that he's the tough one.
I was going to say, for those who don't know, Robert Irvine, the big muscly guy on Food Network, Restaurant Impossible, that's who we're talking about here. So that's good. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Okay. And make sure, guys, to continue watching for more content like this on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. Subscribe. Give us the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Gail Kim.